Good morning and welcome back to Morocco. Today we're heading to a place that I've read about lots and I've seen lots about. We're going to Chefchaouen.
As we arrived in Chefchaouen, we noticed the buildings painted in the traditional blue colour and the streets getting narrower. Our campsite was at the top of the hill, and sometimes following Google Maps' default route isn't the best idea. And here's a prime example of this. You see, it told us to take a right here and up the hill, but then at the next turning was a sharp left, and with these cars parked here on the right, I just couldn't swing it out wide enough, so was forced to do a couple of shuffles on the hill and with the cars parked behind me, where we should have maybe taken this alternative route, add in an extra minute, and it would have been a lot easier. But after wheel spinning to get a grip, I eventually got us around. The roads didn't get much easier as we climbed higher and higher up the hill. It didn't help that the manhole covers were being replaced and creating new obstacles in the middle of the roads.
Oh, I hope I don't have to go that way back.
Eventually we reached the top of the hill and swung it all the way around the roundabout and past the municipal swimming pool on the left and into Camping Azila. We've arrived. Let's go and check in, see if they've got room. Right, I've just checked us in. It's 180 dirham for the 5 of us, the van and electric, so what's that, 15 quid a night, something like that? Right, we are going to chill up here today and head into Chefchaouen tomorrow. There is a swimming pool, it's a municipal pool, just like 60 seconds outside the campsite, and that's 30 dirhams per person to go swimming for the day. So I think the plan is right now, chill tonight, down to Chefchaouen in the morning, back up and in the swimming pool tomorrow afternoon.
I'm responding to comments on today's video, which really disappointingly hasn't done as well as we were hoping, and we think it's down to the fact that there's no drama in the title. Steve and I were talking about this, and it's one of those really interesting things. We put drama in the title, we get told off for clickbait. We don't put drama in the title, then we're nearly 20,000 views short of where our best performing of the last 10 videos are. So it's a tricky thing, but I am going to sit here and respond to all the lovely comments that we've had.
So yes, our Marrakesh video, if you watched that, you know what I mean. It's a great video. I probably spent a day and a half editing that video at the campsite there. But we didn't put enough drama and enough intrigue in the title and thumbnail, and not as many people clicked it. So if you do see some drama and intrigue in the thumbnail, it's just to try and get more views. We know you guys are going to click it and watch the video anyway, but just so we can get other people clicking and watching the video, that's why we do it. So this morning we took the 10-minute walk down the hill into the old Medina of Chefchaouen.
We're in northern Morocco in the Rif Mountains, and we've come to stay at Chefchaouen. Chefchaouen is known as the Blue Pearl. We're going to go and find out exactly why. This is without doubt the prettiest Medina I've seen. Everything is blue washed, and it's so gorgeous in the sunlight. It was stunning. It was really lovely. It's so blue. I can see why they call it the Blue Pearl. It's everything is shades of blue and very beautiful. It was very hot though.
It was very, very hot.
I think it's been our hottest day that it felt like a bit of an endurance race actually today.
And it's very hilly there, so yeah. So anyway, we persevered with it through the heat, but we're all feeling it. So we did pop in a cafe to cool down with a drink.
Harry's got a mojito, no alcohol of course. What do you got, George?
Dragon fruit and orange juice.
And you?
Lemonade.
And so has Eddie, and I got an orange juice. Cheers.
We've had a really hot, sweaty walk around. We've been exploring, seen all the little snickets and ginnels, and yes, that is the right term for the little passages. It's very, very beautiful here, but there are a lot of tourists and it is very hot.
And then at lunchtime we found a lovely little cafe in the square in the centre where we had some good food. That was.
Yeah, my falafel was so delicious. It was just really good. Really enjoyed that.
And what they call tacos over here is, what would you call it?
I'd call it a burrito.
A burrito.
It's obviously a tourist thing that they've introduced for American tourists coming and exploring. They've looked what Americans eat as fast food and
well, I had the beef burrito,
done their own version.
And George had the chicken burrito, and Harry had a pizza for lunch. The lunch was really good. So Chefchaouen, it's just too hot for it.
It's gorgeous, really beautiful. Bring decent shoes so you can explore. And
walk down and get a taxi pack, by the way. 20 dirhams for a taxi pack, like £1.60.
For all of us. And I think in the evenings it's going to be hustling and bustling and it's really nice again. But again, it's not getting cooler here until sort of 11, 12 o'clock at night. We're in the 40s and it's staying in the 40s.
So we're grateful for the aircon in the van, must say
The boys are, for definite. It's time to start getting organised for our return home. I have booked the kids' haircuts, I've ordered their school uniform, I know which day I need to go and do school shoe shopping, and we also need to think about food for when we get back, which brings me really neatly onto today's sponsor, which is Hellofresh. We've been using Hellofresh for 4 years now, and each week we get a choice of up to 44 different menus. I choose the ones that I want, and on the day that I specify, Hellofresh deliver the exact amount of the ingredients I need and a really easy to follow recipe card too. I first tried it because a friend shared a discount code with me, and we've carried on using Hellofresh because we love the recipes. I also think it's really good value, starting at £3.15 per portion, and that's before the discounts. I think that's really great value. It's really easy to manage your subscription. There's an app for your phone, or I quite often do it on my laptop too. You can see up to 4 weeks in advance, and you can pause it or cancel it at any point. The weekend after we return, Steve and I are away speaking at a show, so I'm making sure that the menu selections we choose include some fast and, more important, easy recipes that the boys can cook for themselves too. In my basket, I've already got the ultimate coconut chicken breast laksa, which I'll probably do for lunch when my friend's coming round. We've got a creamy tomato ravioli, which takes less than 10 minutes to cook, so I'll leave that one for the boys to do for themselves. One of our family favourites is the fajita chicken loaded wedges. And because we've been away for so long and we're craving a taste of home, I've also ordered Cumberland sausage with mashed peas, and the gravy will be made from scratch, so I'm looking forward to that. As HelloFresh are sponsoring this video, we've been given a special discount. You can have 60% off your first order and 25% off the next 2 months of orders. If you'd like to have a look at the menus, scan this QR code or use the exclusive link in the description. If you're ready to order, use the code RADFORD60 and that'll unlock the discounts for you. They often include little freebies too. Now I know that my box of ingredients will arrive the day after we return home. Tell me, if you've ever used HelloFresh, what is your favourite recipe?
So complete change of plan. It's just too darn hot here. It's so hot. We're all cooking. The boys won't get out the van with the aircon on. And there's no shade at the pool down here. And I've looked on the weather maps, and where we're going next is around about 10 degrees cooler right now. So it's in like 29, it's saying, and it's 40 degrees here. So we're going to drive. I've just checked us out the campsite. I've just paid. It's 180 dirhams for the night for the 5 of us, the van and electric. Eddie is just off getting a hot shower. It's 10 dirhams extra if you want a hot shower, by the way. And we're not going to stay for a second night, and we're not going to make use of the wonderful municipal pool across the road. We're going to seek cooler weather up north. So it's about an hour and a half drive up north. See what we can find.
I feel like we've failed here, which is really sad, because Chefchaouen was a blue pearl we were saving to the end of the trip, and what we found is the campsite is more of a tent campsite and a car park, so we've not even got a nice pitch really. The town itself is very beautiful, but it's very small. It's blue, it's very Instagrammable, and we did find a nice restaurant, but we didn't really get anything else from Chefchaouen, so I feel like it's a good time to move on and go and find somewhere and just chill out again. Maybe get some washing done as well.
Fortunately, the roads north out of Chefchaouen weren't as challenging, and we got out no problem.
Okay, an hour and a half north. We've just pulled into a Carrefour, done a bit more shopping, stocked up with loads of water, a bit of wine from the cave, of course. But the temperature, 27. We're into 27 now, so it's much, much cooler. Still feels hot, mind, but yeah, it's not 40 degrees as it was earlier. That was just crippling us. Okay, we're checked in, and I should have been recording when I came up the hill there, because that was a tight one. But I got in, I got up. We're only in a car park of a hotel. It is nothing fancy, but they've got a pool. It was 270 dirham. They broke it down. It's like 30 dirham if you want to swim, 30 dirham per person, so much for the electric, so much for the camping car. So the total was 270 dirham, which is about £21 for the night. Bit expensive in Moroccan terms, especially for a hotel car park. But the boys are cooling off in the pool now, and that's what we've come here for. So we're cooking on the side of the van in a hotel car park. I've cooked in some crazy places, but This probably takes the biscuit. And have a beer on the go as well. Perfect. Couldn't get any better than that. So there we go. We don't always go to these fancy places. A hotel car park will do if it's got a pool as good as that one. That was good. And the diving board, Harry loved diving off of there. And George is off now, found a park. So he's playing in the park. And he said it's really, really good. So there you go, we make do. This will do for the kids. We've got electric, so we don't have the aircon on. Not that it's not that hot, actually. It's quite cool at the minute. But there is entertainment going on there. And I'm not sure what time that will go on till. I did read in some of the reviews it does go on late. So, we'll see. Jerk chicken in a sandwich. Just when I need it. Nobody's that hungry at the minute. Because we had a big dinner at lunchtime. So, jerk chicken sandwiches. So I was just outside and this lovely Moroccan guy comes along with his dad. And he was just admiring the van, and I was just happy to show him the van. But he was so lovely, he gave me his business card. He actually lives in Italy, in Modena, 100 metres from the Ferrari Museum. And he said, is there anything we ever need, if we're in there, we're to give him a call. This is how friendly Moroccans are. Amazing. What have you been up to, love?
VAT return. Look at me. Fun times. Did Steve tell you, did you tell them, put it that way, about the jerk chicken that we had?
Yes, yeah, well, briefly.
Well, I'm really sad because that is the last of Alan, our really good friend Alan Brown. Amelia, if you're watching, that's your daddy. Alan came over and stayed with us a few weeks before we came away, and
Right.
he and Eddie made the jerk marinade together, and that was it. That's the last of it. So I'm a bit sad now.
Do you need to come back over, Al, and make a bit more?
And bring Amelia.
Good morning. Right, I'm up, Lindsay's up, the boys are having a little bit of a lay-in this morning, but I thought I'd show you around before everyone else gets up, because it seems everyone stays up till late. It was quite noisy out here last night, but I think it's quiet this morning, so I'll quickly show you around here. So you found a nice little undercover area to chill and read your book.
It's so nice. There's such a beautiful, gentle breeze, and I'm in the shade, and it's a lovely temperature. It's really nice.
Yes, so much cooler than 40 degrees that we had in Chefchaouen yesterday.
It was 40 plus.
It was.
Another 4 or 5 degrees on that.
I'm afraid, yeah, we didn't get as much out of Chefchaouen as we'd hoped.
We quit Chefchaouen.
We quit Chefchaouen because of the heat. Oh dear. Right, let's have a quick look round. So as I say, we are just in a hotel car park, and that's us over here. But you'll see that our air suspension has levelled us up fantastically. Look at that. Over here, there's a children's play area and a few exercise machines. But look, they try and charge 15 dirhams entry for this. That's the thing about this hotel, they are charging extra for everything. 30 dirhams per person to camp here, 30 dirhams, I think was the camper van, 30 dirhams for electric, 30 dirhams per person to use the showers. So we're like, no, it's okay, we'll shower in the van. So yeah, everything is extra. Including 30 dirhams per person to use the pool. But that is a fantastic pool and well worth paying. That is why we come to this hotel, because of this pool. And although it was pretty packed when we got here yesterday, it's great to cool off for the boys. So we're going to have another dip in this morning before we hit the road. And there's another little pool over here for the kids. And there's some nice shaded undercover areas over here. And this is the tight driveway. I was trying to get the van up yesterday. I was wheel spinning in the air and I had to get some speed and momentum to get it up here. I wish I'd recorded that for you. It's tight. On the review on Park for Night we found, or search for sites, it said only good for up to 7.5 metre vans. We're 9 metres and we got up here no problem. But yes, it's a little narrow here. The van here, our aircon's been running all night, left a puddle down there. And let me show you the facilities. Plugged in electric here, up these stairs, and we've got a shower here, toilet here, sink through here, and another shower and another toilet here. Now these aren't the facilities for the whole place, these are just the facilities that they've given us access to, but they have said 30 dirhams per person if you want to use the shower. That lovely Moroccan guy that lives in Italy just came by and said, good morning, do you like tea? I'm going to bring you tea for your family.
Excuse me,
Yes, sir.
with sugar or?
With sugar, that'd be great, yes. Yes. Oh, Moroccan people are the best. And there you go, he's brought us Moroccan tea and 5 glasses for breakfast. He just insisted on it, it's fantastic. And of course, Lindsay got some Biscoff biscuits, so the kids want them as well. You hear that? That's been going on since early this morning. To make sure it's mixed, we need a pour it out like this and pour it back in. That's the way. There we are. Oh, beautiful. I don't know if it's wrong, but you've got to dip a biscuit in a cup of tea, haven't you? Right, quick dip in the pool. It appears I've got it to myself, look. So we've had to install an app, their version of Uber called InDrive, thank you. And taxi driver's just here now. So it's just like Uber, but you got to pay him cash. Shakaran. It's a bit tight in here with 4 in the back, George on my lap.
You can't put this on the video, Dad. This is illegal.
It's okay, we're in Morocco. So we are in Tetouan, or Tetouan, however you pronounce it. And we think it just feels like no other Moroccan city. It's very green and lush out there. Yeah, it's very, very different than all the other cities that we visited in Morocco. So this is Hamid, and he's just negotiated a 2-hour tour to walk around and show us the area for 10 euros. 100 mad. Thank you. Let's go and have a look.
We started our tour exploring the Berber areas of the city. As we walked through the streets, we regularly stopped to listen to Hamid tell us snippets of local history.
It's people who come from Andalus.
Andalusia.
When they lose Granada, because Arabs living in Spain for 800 years. Okay? In 15th centuries, they lose in Granada,
Right.
They come in here. And they build city. Who helped them? The Jewish who helped those people
Right.
to build city. When they finish, they give them Jewish area. It's close to the King's Palace, to feel comfortable,
Right.
you know?
The next stop on the tour was the roof terrace. It was above a Berber perfumery. The views across the city were stunning, right out to the sea. So it's interesting, as we're walking around, we've noticed that the doors of the Jewish houses are a brown and everyone else's are green. And this is during Ramadan, so the knocker-upper, like in Victorian times in the UK, would come around and knock up the Muslim household to let them know that they should eat their last meal before they fast for the day, and they can leave the Jewish houses alone. As well as different door colours, we noticed that the stalls in the Jewish area sold different items too. We spotted birds and lots of sweets and pastry stalls. We can see a lot of soldiers around, and that is an indicator that the king is here in residence. We're outside the palace right now. This is only a official palace in terms of officers nowadays. He's down at his apartment by the beach. This is a 600-year-old city that was created when the Muslims were driven out of Andalusia and back onto the African continent. They chose this place because there was free-flowing water, lots of water up in the mountains, and it came down. And as they were building the city, they ensured that water was getting to each and every house, and also to all of the hammams too. So we've been in a few properties that are like this, built around a central courtyard or a central area, and rooms coming off it. But this is the prettiest we've seen, I think. When we talked about the old city being 600 years and all the houses having running water, that's exactly what we mean. We headed back out into the streets and moved into the oldest part of the city. This part of the souk is mainly used by just locals. There were plenty of fruit and veg stalls and butcher stalls too. We were surprised to see live chickens for sale. Ahmed explained that they would be weighed and slaughtered on site before being sold. Like when you go to Red Lobster and choose your lobster.
Yeah, they kill it and they fix it and they give it to you. Yeah.
As we explored deeper, we found more stalls with herbs, spices and household goods.
How was that, Mrs.?
Fun.
Wasn't it?
He was great. That was such a fun. It was interesting being guided rather than toured. Bit of a difference, I think.
Yes. I think we've all had a good day, and then he took us around. We said, you would like to buy this, we'd like to buy that. He took us to certain shops, and then we wanted to buy a teapot and some glasses and a tray for our Moroccan tea. So he took us to the best place for that and got us the best deal. That was the thing as well. So yeah, we're all good. Our final shop in Morocco here, I think.
I actually think buying the tea set legitimises that bag of green that we have in the cupboard. So when the customs come in, we'll be like, it's for our tea set.
And back to the camper van. That was an awesome, probably 3 hours out in town there, and actually one of our favourites, I think. Definitely, I think we all enjoyed that, even if George is a bit tired and a bit hungry. Right, going to move on now. We found an IKEA up the road. It's the only IKEA in Morocco, and the kids want to check it out. So we'll catch you on the next one.